Ladies, welcome to the Feminine Mystery. My name is Azalea Dawn, and on my channel I talk about leveling up, femininity, hypergamy, and everything that you need to get into the relationship with the right masculine provider for you. If any of that sounds interesting, then please check out the rest of the videos on my channel and subscribe if you like it. And if you're joining me here again, then welcome back. I'm so glad to have you. Today we're going to be talking all about feminine life skills to master this year to be an elegant lady. Now, I thought about doing this video because I think that in life it's very easy to feel as though we're a little bit of a mess. We don't really have it together. We don't know how to do anything. Adulting can just be very hard. And I really wanted to sit down and have a think about what the skills are that you really need in order to seem like a very put together, a lady who really has her life going on the right track. And I think that this is important because when you're dating, you also have to realize that for better or for worse, men tend to have more of a practical mind towards relationships. As much as, they might love you, as much as they might deeply care about you, they also want to live their lives in a very particular way. And being with a person who really has their situation together is a great way to really make sure that your relationship has a bit more longevity than maybe some other women that he may have dated in the past. So really making sure that you have these skills can make sure that you are able to impress somebody that you want to elevate your relationship with. And it's just a great thing to have for yourself, even if you don't want to be in a relationship or a hypergamous relationship. Even if you're just working on your own personal self-development, having these tools in your back pocket is really going to help you feel like you have your situation together and help you feel confident in yourself and like you can do things very well. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first feminine life skill that we're going to be talking about is cooking for yourself and for others. I once heard this quote by Fran Lebowitz, and she was essentially saying that the people who bring the most joy to others in life are musicians and cooks, right? Because people, right, food is one of the main pleasures that a lot of people feel in their day-to-day life, food and music. So short of learning to, start to mix and master the next hit song, if you can learn to cook, you will be directly responsible for most of the joy that other people feel in their day-to-day life. Especially when you have a family, when you are caring for a family as a mother, or if you have a husband and you're caring for him as a wife, anything like that. And just, of course, that aspect of self-care as well, how you can make yourself feel cared for and loved every day. Cooking is a wonderful way to do that by nourishing yourself with healthy and delicious food. Now, one extra benefit of cooking is that when you learn to cook, you have direct control over what goes into your body. So from that point on, you get to decide how much, butter or salt or anything like that you want to actually have going into your food and going into your body. And that's going to allow you to have a lot more control over your health and the health of your family, the health of your loved ones in the future. And that is so important, as we've learned in the past, few years. Of course, in society. So really just the health benefits alone make it worth actually learning how to cook. Beyond that, though, it's such a beautiful and ornate thing to make somebody feel like you really care for them. There's nothing quite like having somebody cook you a home-cooked meal, especially when you can, spend that time in their company. When you can sit with, a beautiful woman who is taking her time in the kitchen and she's cooking for you. You can see what she's doing. You can see the care that she's putting into the food that she makes for you. There are very few experiences like that in life, and that's really how you can make other people feel very special. In addition, you also have the opportunity to create a wonderful ambiance for eating, right? You, through the power of your home and home decor, you can create a beautiful experience for people to really sit down and eat together and connect with each other, to connect with you. And that is the kind of thing that life is ultimately made of. When we think about the magic moments of life, many of them involve food. We all have to eat, so you might as well make it a wonderful experience. The next feminine life skill is learning to keep a clean and beautiful home. Now, ladies, there's nothing quite like, walking into a home that is really a home. And this is one of the things that I think is really one of the strongest unique value propositions of being with a feminine woman, right? For a man. Think about it. If a man is, single, let's say he is a little bit older, like he's 42 or something like that, and he has, like a busy career, he's been very successful, but he's not married. Even if he has like a girlfriend or something, he's not married to a woman. What that means in his everyday reality is that when he goes home at the end of the day, he goes home to his own home. And his own home, it's dark, it's empty, it's probably cold. When he flips the light on, there's nobody there waiting for him. It's probably not decorated all that well, because masculine men tend not to do things like that. It's really a woman's touch that starts to make a home start to feel like a home. So really learning how to keep a beautiful home is one of those life skills that is going to dictate, a man's everyday reality with you for as long as he spends together with you. And it's really a beautiful thing worth doing. Beyond that, the self-care aspect of having a clean and beautiful home really cannot be understated. Even when you are kind of just like entertaining platonic friends, have you ever walked into somebody's home and seen like it just be like really messy? You probably weren't super comfortable in that environment. You probably didn't feel like quite at ease in the way that you might have liked to as a guest in somebody else's home. So when you have a clean and beautiful home that's really speaking to other people that you invite into your space towards the best aspects of you, you are showing people your ability to be clean, to be neat, to be organized, and to be diligent. And you're also showing your clear state of mind. So keeping a clean and beautiful home, the value of that really can't be overstated. It's definitely a life skill to learn. And also I would advocate for you not to be ashamed to hire out help if you need that. If you are somebody who struggles with maybe ADHD or something like that, I would really look into investing into getting a maid service, getting cleaners to come in once a week, and maybe even hiring an organizer to set up systems that are going to work for you. And also, to work on the decor of your home to make sure that you have a beautiful and elegant style to your home. Working on all of these things is definitely going to make a big difference, not only in your personal quality of life, but it's also really going to set a positive impression when other people come into your home. The next feminine life skill is elegant written and verbal communication. Ladies, how we communicate with other people is such a huge part of our lives and how we come across to other people. And learning how to really do that in a way that comes across as elegant is paramount to our success and our level up journeys. When it comes to elegant written communication, you should think about ways in which you talk to other people and ways in which you express yourself, and how you can really step that up, both in terms of being considerate and loving, but also going above and beyond and how thoughtful you are, right? I know we've all had the advice before about, leaving a handwritten note, but how often do we actually follow through and do something like that? Even if we have to, have it left somewhere for somebody to discover, or place it in the mail or something like that. Handwritten notes definitely go a long way towards your elegance, and I would highly recommend it if you can. But even if you can't deliver a handwritten note, just taking care with how it is that you communicate to other people, really making sure that your punctuation is nice, your grammar is correct, that the words that you choose are considerate towards other people, and that the things that we say are kind, even in moments where we have to communicate something difficult. I recently had a colleague at my workplace, somebody who works beneath me, right? He was actually just completely raging out towards something that I had asked him to do, essentially. And it just did not leave a very positive taste in my mouth. And in that moment, I had the choice to either respond in a way that was elegant and tasteful, or to return the same nasty energy. And thankfully, I chose the former. This is one of those things that's going to go such a long way, because even when people themselves don't necessarily appreciate you returning, elegant communication back to them, it really sets a tone for who you are to other people who are witnessing how you handle situations. So making sure that your communication is elegant and polished especially when it's in writing and other people may see your communications, right? Because you never know who's being, BCC'd on your emails, right? Making sure that your communication is elegant is of the most importance out of all of the feminine life skills. Next, ladies, we have consistent punctuality. Now, I understand nobody has time. We're always in a hurry. We're always in a rush. We are always late somewhere. There's just never enough time, and everybody gets the same 24 hours in a day. But what I want to say here is that you really want to take care to get yourself into a routine such that you have ample amounts of time to get yourself wherever you need to be, and to, really make sure that you look your best when you get there. Now, I used to be like one of those friends who I was, like the chronically late one, especially once I really started to like level myself up and take care of my appearance. My makeup routine itself would take like 45 minutes, and doing my hair and, anything else that I had to do, picking out an outfit, applying fragrance, all of that took time. And I used to be like that girl who would keep like other people waiting if I had a friend who was going to pick me up, or, I had a man who was coming to like pick me up, like anything like that. They would be like waiting in their car, like waiting for me to get ready for like 5, 10, 15 minutes. And that was not great. So what I would say here is that even if people are, like positive, like when you get there, you want to make sure that you are starting to like set a routine for yourself to make sure that you are punctual. Because especially when you start to like date in the affluent community, people really value their time, especially people who make a lot of money in a short period of time. Like the thought comes across in their mind, like I could be making, X amount of money in this time period. But instead, like I've committed to have like a lunch with you, or to have, this meeting with you, and you're not even here, like that kind of thing does not leave the best impression on other people. Nobody likes to be stood up, left waiting, especially, like 15, 20 minutes or more. So if you can start to learn how to make sure that you are punctual anytime that you have somewhere to be, even if that requires, starting your day a little bit earlier, getting into a more efficient routine, or like having like little timers set on your phone to make sure that each part of your beauty routine only takes up a certain amount of time, and really sticking to that. Anything that you can do to help yourself, be more punctual is really going to go a long, long way, especially when you're in the early dating stages with affluent men, because again, they really value their time. And you can be beautiful, but you don't really want to be like associated with being a time waster. So yes, punctuality is so, so important. Now, the final feminine life skill I really think that we all should try to learn this year, if we haven't already, is kindness, forgiveness, and gratitude. Practicing all of these every day. Now, it is harder than it might sound to actually put this into practice. We all have these moments where we are mad that something has happened. We might be angry. We might want to, just scream and shout and react to a situation. We may want to, engage in conflict with other people. We may even be the source of conflict in our personal relationships. We might be the people who are starting fights, the people who are starting, all of this conflict and problems. But the thing that we must realize is that if we keep on bringing problems and drama into other people's lives, right, it may just be a matter of time before we're not in those people's lives anymore. Those people don't want us in their lives anymore. If we are constantly the source of a problem, no matter how justified we might feel in that problem, right? Like if you legitimately feel like somebody has disrespected you, or somebody has been rude to you, or has wronged you in some way, if you're constantly reacting to that with all of this anger and aggression, don't be surprised when other people identify you as the problem. Because at the end of the day, life is life. We all do things that come off as less than charming, right? And when we do things that fail to be charming, it's on the other person to decide, like, hey, I'm going to forgive this person. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to move past it. I'm going to set my own boundaries for how it is that I'm going to interact with this person going forward, so that they don't have the opportunity to do this again, right? It's on that person to decide, decide like how they're going to react to these things that we do that may be inadvertent or they may be intentionally antagonistic. Either way, when it comes to constantly being a source of conflict, you just don't want that associated with your personal brand. You want to start to learn how to control your emotions and how to communicate your feelings with other people using words that are kind, they're loving, and they're thoughtful. So that even if you have to deliver, a very like tense message or something that is just like a little bit hard for somebody to hear or something that needs to be communicated strongly, right? You still want to be able to say that in a graceful and elegant way because other people are watching how you conduct yourself, and it goes a long, long way to just be elegant in how it is that you go about that. So learning to approach a situation with kindness through forgiveness and just, to let things go even when they're not, not great. That's going to go such a long way in your level up journey. Now, ladies, that's going to be it for me today. If you've enjoyed this video, then please leave it a like below and consider subscribing to my channel if you like content all about leveling up, hypergamy, and femininity. Until my next video, I will see you then, and thank you for sticking with me up until this point. Bye!